Ladies and gentlemen of PMO Global Awards, it is a great pleasure to present at the most important PMO Awards event of the world, one of the leading technology companies of our country. Representing Angola on the African continent, welcome to Jupiter Systems and Solutions. In the next few minutes, we will be sharing information about the history, structure, objectives and results of our department in the last 12 months. I will also be presenting a projection of our work plan for the 2019-2020 cycle. Founded in 2001 in Angola, Jupiter is among the largest technology companies in this country. Pioneer in Luanda in software development, it is recognized in the market for the quality and transparency that it has in the services provided to its clients. Within the national strategic context, through its products and services, Jupiter integrates itself as a relevant player for business development as well as a promoter of progress through innovative solutions in the areas like government, public and private companies, insurance, finance, health and education. Our main clients are the Angolan Ministry of Finance and its satellite organizations, which we serve since the first year of the company's founding. Jupiter also has in its portfolio the main hospital and higher education institutions of the country, to which we proudly delivered hundreds of projects successfully. Headquartered in Luanda, Angola, and with branches in Brazil and Portugal, Jupiter currently has more than 350 highly qualified employees. It has always prioritized the need for personal and professional growth so that its collaborators are always prepared for new challenges. We are also partners of major brands in the international technology area like Cisco, Oracle, and more recently Microsoft. As a partner of Oracle, we are proud to be recognized as the company with the highest number of certifications in the Southern Africa Development Community, or SADC. After this short introduction about Jupiter and its business, let's talk about our PMO. Present formally since 2015, the PMO of Jupiter that today receives the name of EPP, a Portuguese acronym for Projects and Process Office, has 10 employees and is led by Mr. Fernando Favini. With different characteristics and expertise, we can say that our team is complete and able to distribute tasks and responsibilities to provide a catalog of services that reach a great indicator of adherence to customers' expectations. For a better understanding of our structure and services, we reserve a specific space in this presentation, which I will cover in a few minutes. February 2015 was an important milestone for us because it was the moment when we formed and started a team focused on creating the Jupiter PMO. The biggest objective for the formation of this team was to present a proposal for the creation of processes that would bring improvements in the management and development of software factory projects. For this, Jupiter hired a consultant, PhD in software engineering and with experience in PMO deployments, to lead the work within the organization. With the arrival of this consultant, there was a movement to recruit internal professionals with skills to support this work. This group was named EPG, an acronym for Engineering Process Group, and it was given responsibility for the definition and institutionalization of processes in the area of software development, software management, and IT infrastructure services. In addition, it was given the objective to promote organizational standards, ensuring that it was disseminated, understood, and practiced by everyone at the company. The expected results were, first of all, establishing processes becoming from the adoption of CMMI Dev RUP and PMBOK 5th edition best practices for software engineering process, and CMMI services and IT version 3 for service and infrastructure processes, all process based on maturity level 3 of CMMI. Second of all, provide transparency and standardization to the process of managing and developing software and IT infrastructure management. In addition, increase productivity and reduce costs. Increase the level of external customer satisfaction with delivered products. Build the basic infrastructure for continuous process improvement and knowledge management. With the first version of the process proposed in the EPG work plan defined and validated, 2016 was the year for the institutionalization. In total, over 10 months of work, we reached 10 institutionalized processes, 4 custom tools, 13 training sessions, and 60 trained employees. After the institutionalization, the first internal audits began. Auditors found that our percentages of process adherence were too low. In the first audit, it scored 55% with a target of 75%. With these results in hand, there was a need to strengthen efforts. For this purpose, and with the sponsorship of our top management, the EPG was transformed into a department within the organization, renamed to EPP, and authorized to hiring new professionals. After this authorization, the newborn PMO doubled the number of employees. Having a larger team, some strategies were adopted so that we could reach the goal of 75% adherence to process. At this moment, EPP began to act as a support PMO, giving all the training for teams in the process through frequent workshops. Thanks to this task force, we reached better results, arriving to the end of 2016 with an indicator of 85%, exceeding the expected goal of 75%. In Portuguese, we say that we closed the year with a golden key, reflecting into a positive impression on the top management, our main stakeholder. At the end of 2016, in addition to the institutionalized processes, the EPP began the first steps in the direction of project portfolio management, with weekly project monitoring audits and reports to the top management. EPP was involved in about 10 running projects and provided to the company the support and the structure that was needed to be able to accept new clients and new projects. 2017 was a year with many challenges, and the EPP had to restructure itself in line with the new guidelines of the company to expand areas of operation and markets. During 2017, Jupiter increased the count of employees by more than 100%. With the arrival of a large number of new employees who had little knowledge of our work methodology, the project quality and process adherence numbers fell again. Therefore, the EPP decided that changes were needed. We started with hiring a professional with proven experience in programs and projects portfolio management tools, hiring an external consultant to carry out analysis about the current scenario, pointing out the positive and negative situations, suggesting changes and improvements. We hired a Brazilian consultant who was at the headquarter company in Angola for approximately 45 days, interviewing employees and collecting evidence to document and present the results with recommendations. There were 33 corrections and improvement points, among which we can highlight unreliable indicators, employees more mature than process, insufficient monitoring and need for continuous process improvements, ineffective portfolio management. With these results, the EPP team met to write an action plan that contained, first of all, split the EPP into 2 areas, process management and portfolio management. Second, redefinition of process, making them adherent to more agile and effective practices. And in addition, deployment of the program and project portfolio management tool, Microsoft PPM in this case, totally customized to the process, bringing greater agility in programs and projects portfolio management, reports for teams, top management, and customers. Even with these actions, the EPP had already become the center of support for the technological and innovation decision-making of the company, starting to act like a support and control PMO. Every new tool, every new project and definition of new process needed EPP approval. Participation of strategic plans with top management, training, internal workshops, and many other demands, overloading our team and not making clear what were our real objectives. The year 2017 was also marked for the deployment of the Jupiter's branch in Brazil, and the EPP was strongly active. In this work, we had to review our processes, tools, and infrastructure to be prepared for new challenges, such as the case of working with remote teams. This implementation process continued in 2018, where we defined an agile process management to scale projects based on Nexus framework, which was added to our process methodologies. Working together with other areas of the company, we reached great results with the implementation of the remote software factory. In early 2018, the EPP team felt we were working very hard, but without a clear alignment with our mission and results. In this moment of confusion, we were introduced to PMO Global Alliance and PMO Value Ring methodologies. I dare to say that it was love at first sight. Everyone in the EPP team felt motivated to study, acquiring new knowledge through the PMO CP certification, writing and presenting to our CEO an EPP restructuring plan based on a proven methodology and focused on project offices. In the middle of April of the same year, with a team of qualified consultants and sponsored by the top management, we began a restructuring of our PMO with regards to the mission, what services would be offered, and how they would be offered. Through the PMO Value Ring framework, we were able to put the EPP back on track, focusing on activities that ensure the greater value perception for our stakeholders. After the definition of the main activities that our PMO should focus on, the employees that would carry on each activity were balanced, always seeking a better stakeholders' expectations adherence, reaching an indicated adherence of 76%. These actions showed the strength and ability of EPP to continue as a center of excellence within the corporation through agility and assertiveness in its decision-making and task execution. In 2019, Mr. Favini began to participate in the Administrative and Strategic Council of Jupiter, representing EPP, and the Department of Project Management was incorporated into EPP. This decision tested our capacity to adapt, generating the need to review who were our stakeholders, their expectations, and the catalog of services offered to meet these expectations. Today, the EPP has a catalog of services reformulated and an organization composed of 10 employees. On this note, let's talk a little more about the structure of the EPP. Jupiter's functional structure follows the precepts of the so-called line staff organization, a model where there is only one superior for each department, supported by groups of specialists. The objective is to establish a basic organization of the owners, directors, counselors, and possible future shareholders, which provides flexibility for changes in management and directors' positions. The company also showed to the market that it has an executive body beyond the presidency and that it is also responsible for decision making and strategic directions. In this organizational structure, the EPP operated on a tactical level, responding directly to IT Directorate on a strategic level. The involvement on a strategic level is increased because of our leaders actively involved with the Administrative Council. In this way, the EPP has the fundamental role of supporting with pertinent information and provide a direction for strategic decisions. In the organization chart, it is presented like a staff role providing support to the other hierarchical levels in the company. In addition to the IT Directorate and Administrative Council, our strategic level is composed of the CEO, executives, and administrative directorates. As defined in the line staff model, the EPP leader, supported by all staff, has the responsibility to provide directions and promote engagement with other departments. In this slide, we can see graphically the hierarchy of the EPP and the team of professionals that compose it. Merging the positions of IT Director and EPP Leader, we have Mr. Favini, who is supported by André Pigno, Ricardo Caetano, and Gustavo Pinto in the area of IT Process Management. Joaquim Cañanga, Fernanda Joseph, and Ezequias Lima in the area of Portfolio Management. Mario Soares, Ricardo Marquez, and Sandro Mendonça in the area of Project Management. We can be proud to have a team of professionals with a lot of experience and certifications like PMP, CSM, SPS, CSPO, ITIL, and COBIT. We also have 50% of our team certified in PMO CP. As I previously explained, our PMO recently incorporated the project management department into its structure, implying a larger list of stakeholders, expectations to be attended, and functions to be offered. On the other hand, we have a more robust structure with fewer dependencies and more autonomy to answer the needs of our business. In this line of work, EPP relates through its services to several Jupiter business areas or groups of stakeholders, which we mapped as CEO, directorates, software factory, IT infrastructure, commercial, marketing, and corporate communications. We have brought up a list with some examples of these relationships involving stakeholder groups and services provided by EPP. Starting with the CEO, provide a strategic project scoreboard, monitor portfolio performance, manage projects or programs, monitor and control project performance. Regarding the directorates, provide a strategic project scoreboard, monitor portfolio performance, manage projects or programs, provide project or program performance report to upper management, provide advice to upper management in decision making, provide training and project competency development, conduct audits within projects, manage organizational changes. Regarding the software factory, provide project management tools and information systems, manage projects or programs, provide project management methodology, manage lessons learned in a database, and then for IT infrastructure, provide project management tools and information systems, manage projects or programs, provide project management methodology, manage lessons learned in a database. For commercial, monitor portfolio performance, manage projects or programs, manage stakeholders in projects, support project planning, provide advice to upper management in decision making. For marketing, provide a strategic project scoreboard, provide training and project competency development, promote project management within the organization, and manage stakeholders within projects. For corporate communications, provide a strategic project scoreboard, provide training and project competency development, promote project management within the organization. To better understand these relationships, we will talk about the objectives of the EPP, and it will be possible to observe the connection between EPP, groups of PMO stakeholders, and catalog of services. To begin talking about objectives, we need to contextualize some work characteristics and restructurings that occurred in the EPP during the last 12 months. The EPP has always been committed to acting with transparency in all actions and decisions to ensure the engagement and sponsorship of the EPP stakeholders. For this purpose, we try to make absolutely clear what is the objective of each action, and we try to bring evidences through the best market practices whenever possible. When we talk about market practices for project management, software development, or service management, we have an infinity of methodologies and frameworks like PMBOK, Scrum, COBIT, ITIL, or CMMI. However, there was limited literature on specific best practices for a PMO. Therefore, we performed our activities based on external consultancies, experiences of our team, and sometimes even based on our instincts. As I explained previously, in 2018 we were presented, trained, and began the work to adapt the PMO value ring framework to our reality. Like any change, this was not easy, and we found resistance within the group, but with the CEO sponsorship, acting transparently with every EPP stakeholder, and presenting the motivators and methodology, we were able to begin implementing the first steps suggested by the PMO value ring. But now, with a clearer mission statement: to offer services in a partner-oriented way with creativity, innovation, flexibility, and agility, maximizing the perception of value to expectations of our customers. We share the understanding that the purpose of the EPP is to provide services that generate perception of value to our stakeholders, attending their main expectations through the delivery of functions that bring benefits. Following the methodology proposed by the PMO value ring, we collected the current expectations of our stakeholders, pondering through a predetermined relevance scale for each one within the EPP, and selecting a set of activities that can be executed by the EPP, trying to attain the higher percentage of expectations that will generate the higher perception of possible value. After this work, we defined a set of benefits sorted in order of relevance by stakeholder. This can be observed in the first two columns of the table. The last column corresponds to the benefit adherence indicator, that is, what percentage our team can achieve performing the functions present in our service catalog. For example, look at the first row of the table. The most relevant benefit, which will bring a greater perception of value to the stakeholders, will be to increase visibility of the relationship among projects and strategies, with a relevance of 18.2%. Our PMO will be able to reach 89% of this benefit with our current services. However, thanks to the effective transfer of knowledge in project management, we have the possibility to reach 100%. But how is this provided? This service is provided through a catalog of services available for all EPP stakeholders whose competence to perform is ours. This catalog was also based on relevance as a way to maximize perception and balanced in a way that would achieve the highest adherence to expectations, being able to execute with quality. In particular, we have the changes arising from the addition of the Project Management Department to the EPP and the achievement of a chair in the company's Administrative and Strategic Council. These functions were not with EPP until a few months ago. We can also observe that we have an indicator of adherence to the expectations of the EPP stakeholders calculated in 83.2%, and what is the perception in the short, medium, and long term. It is very important that there is always perception of value, so there was a need for careful analysis and solid judgment in the creation of this catalog. For information, this gives us an indicator of adherence to expectations calculated at 86.4% related to our main group of stakeholders. And how are these functions really performed? All these functions are performed through defined and validated processes that can be supported by one or more of the tools that we are going to present. The Process Portal. Available in version 3.0.0, the Process Portal is a site maintained by EPP whose access is available for all employees. In this portal, we can find process and user manuals for all tools supported by EPP team and focused on the following areas: project management, software development, requirements management, change and configuration management, quality management. Besides those areas, we can also find the processes of performance and strategy management, process management, training management, call center and system maintenance, business solutions, technical inspections, and supplier management. All of these are based on CMMI Dev, CMMI Services, PMBOK, OpenUp, Scrum, Nexus, ITIL, and recently PMO VR. The defined by the EPP are institutionalized with the stakeholders and are constantly improving. It is through the Process Portal that EPP stakeholders can find information about what to do and how to do it. Microsoft PPM and Azure DevOps. Managed and supported by EPP team, MS PPM and Azure DevOps are integrated with all management and development software tools. These are some of the characteristics within Jupyter. Support the projects and program management covering all process groups and knowledge areas. Support the portfolio management providing decision-making tools, Kanban views, and management reports. Manage lessons learned through specific cards created in Kanban boards, wiki pages, and documentation repository, whose structure and document templates are defined in the Process Portal. All these features are open to consultation and are available to all employees involved with the directorates, IT infrastructure, and software factory departments. Support the development and maintenance teams in managing their daily activities, providing a modern way of tracking. With the model and tools deployed, we can obtain information such as situational context and responsibilities, crossing and tracking each of the daily tasks, user story to which it belongs, planning and executing the test scenarios created for each of the user stories, bugs found to a specific development, commits in version control, revision of these commits by the software architecture team, and deployments in computational environments. Through these tools, and defined, documented, and institutionalized processes, we were able to carry out all of the life cycle management of a project and its respective applications. System Center Service Manager. It is in System Center Service Manager that we find the catalog of services or functions offered by the EPP to our stakeholders. While the Process Portal includes the details of each of our services, System Center Service Manager is the tool available to stakeholders to request and monitor their execution, and they can interact with our team at any time. Reports. It is in Microsoft PPM that we provide the reporting module. This module consists of data integration machine extracted from Project Web Application and Azure DevOps, in addition to BI analysis. This allows directors, project managers, and EPP collaborators to obtain analytical or consolidated reports in the portfolio, programs, or projects level. SGQ. SGQ is a Portuguese acronym for Quality Management System. SGQ is a tool developed internally, and we use it to plan and control the verifications of the IT services and projects within the objective of attending continuous improvement, gathering feedback from most of our stakeholders, and keeping frequent mentoring with our team of project managers. We also use this moment to check if the projects are going in accordance with the defined processes in the process portal, in order to maintain a greater proximity and familiarity with the routine of the stakeholders involved. Events. As a cutoff based on the last 12 months, we can mention activities that are constantly being implemented in the professional qualification, mentoring, engagement, and technological innovation scope. The EPP, in partnership with the marketing department, supports and promotes the following events: workshops, taught by internal professionals. These projects are divided into two groups: training, focused on the professionals who already work in our software factory or IT infrastructure, to which we provide training in all IT process of the company, as well as in the tools that support them. Linux operating systems and agile methods, both with incentive certification, big data, and others. Social. Jupiter understands that it has a moral obligation to Angola. This country welcomes everyone with arms wide open and has become the home of many expatriates in our organization. Among our projects of social responsibility, we have the IT courses in Microsoft Office tools, graphic design, and software development, whose audience is composed by anybody that works in Jupiter, no matter the job title or function. And the Innovathon. For 3 months, professionals from different departments and sectors of Jupiter, led by the EPP, dedicated hours to plan and organize an old dream of our directors: to conduct a marathon of innovation in the company. The goal was to reward the best ideas, projects, and management improvements. Between October 19th and 21st of last year, the dream came true, and Jupiter took an important step in transforming its organizational culture. As I stated previously, in recent years, EPP has invested heavily in the implementation of tools that support the proposed process, bringing productivity, agility, visibility, and safety. Another important result of this effort is the reduction of information redundancy, as well as drastically reducing parallel records. The picture here summarizes the architecture of our solution for integrated management of the entire life cycle, both for the product development and the provision of services. The services include the support of the products, as well as the management of internal requisitions to Jupyter itself. For example, requesting a training need or adding a new employee to our database. When a request refers to a new project, it enters the service system, which triggers the creation of the project environment, including the creation of a standard schedule for the project, and also the environment for requirements management and system documentation. From the available environment, the project manager will use the management tool to manage the work backlog and manage the sprints. Allocated work is controlled in Kanban boards fed by product teams. Work progress are recorded in the tool, like the status and the actual effort spent in each activity. All the code and document versioning, planning, executing and control of tests, and also continuous integration of the code in the different environments is done with integrated tools, which allows the total traceability of the work and the reduction of errors. The team can communicate using integrated chat, audio, and video conference tools, as well as do secure file sharing and share information in a structured way. In addition, important communications are published on an internal social network. Finally, management information and performance indicators are easily obtained through extractors. For service requests, the work environment is the same, with the exception of creating the schedule that is not always necessary in this context. However, particularly for system support services, a major innovation was the implementation of the DevOps concept, where project and operation is managed in an integrated way. For example, we can see in the same Kanban board a new requirement and a corrective or evaluative request for the product. With the evolution of the processes and associated tools, the consolidation of our arm in Brazil, and the reallocation of the manager's team to the EPP, as presented previously, immediate effects were observed. First of all, the capacity to carry out concurrent projects increased by 60%, from 10 to 16, comparing to the previous 12 months. Regarding the engagement of people, the current process and tools reached in 2019 the adherence of 100%, 100% of the active projects, and the adherence of the entire system support team. With this capacity and engagement, we delivered innovative products and we are still evolving them. One important Jupyter product is the innovative finance solution. We delivered the first part of the product, which includes a solution for payroll, employee control, and accounts payable. The goal is to offer a low-cost, high-quality alternative to financial management for companies applying a modern approach to a better user experience. This project was a pioneer using agile methodology in our company and also generated a corporate standard for the development of integrated portal systems. Innovative solutions for hospitals. This project was one of those that quickly adhered to process improvements. It focuses on the management of hospital care, pharmacy control, integration with the company's financial system, among other items. In particular, this project had a major impact on the Angolan government by implementing a module to manage AIDS care, which allowed the collection of information that was previously non-existent or difficult to assess. Evolution of the product for health insurance management. This project evolves and maintains the solution for managing health plans, allowing clients to optimize the work within their associates. Academic management solution. This project is completing a customization of the Oracle solution, transformed into a product tailored to the needs of academic markets. Innovative solution for government portals. Using a new framework, Jupyter reduced the development of institutional portals to 15 days. Before, it lasted around 2 months. And solutions for integrated portal systems had an average reduction of 40%. For example, one system was delivered in 3 months versus 7 months previously spent on similar systems. Innovative solutions for business intelligence and big data. This project has developed, delivered, and is evolving a product that incorporates BI functionalities into other systems, encapsulating complexity and serving as a self-service system for customer information needs. The EPP refined, with the participation of project managers and directors, a set of performance monitoring indicators. These indicators are collected from project data, analyzed by the managers, and reported to management levels. The example shows the dashboard of a project, including burn down, team speed, production and errors rates, estimation deviation, rework, process adherence, and call center indicators. The standard process is being evolved by EPP, as I explained above, and is aligned with CMMI best practices in order to increase the maturity of the organization. PMBOK is used as a guide to implement prioritized management practices. The EPP evaluated in 93% the degree of the defined process adherence, considering maturity level 3. Regarding the institutionalization of these processes, the audits in the projects evolved according to the evolution of the management process. Every month, EPP applies adherence assessments to prioritized projects, observing 100% project coverage over time. Evaluating the audit's results chart, there is a maintenance of adherence in relation to the results of previous years, but still below the target, considering the more rigorous criteria currently applied. The short-term objective is for projects to exceed the current target, and this goal will be readjusted to monitor the evolution of project maturity, being one of the main indicators of the company's preparation for maturity certification. As part of the strategic planning activities, a climate survey was carried out to raise the perception of the teams in relation to diverse subjects, from the satisfaction within the company to the services provided in several areas. From the perspective of services and results, in the context of the processes and projects, the following positive points were highlighted. First and foremost, investment in process improvement and associated work tools. High degree of commitment of the teams to their function, to the company, and to the results. Strong management performance strengthens team performance. Conducting of internal courses leverages employee capacity. Sharing the knowledge acquired to improve the functions and technologies within the company. Innovathon event was a strong source for opportunities identification and sharing of ideas. Many suggestions for improvements were captured in the same research, being aligned with strategic actions or triggered as punctual actions of the EPP. Other EPP customer satisfaction points have been collected in feedback sessions and in project retrospective meetings. For example, common language for the execution of processes, security to store and retrieve information, available historical and knowledge database, tools to help increasing communication and teamwork. Agile methodology brings professionals closer together and produces short-term results. Increased reuse of solutions and components. Better distribution of work in teams. More visibility on the status of projects. EPP maintains a backlog of suggestions for process improvement and process support requests. There is much more to be improved, but the evolution so far is extremely encouraging. It is expected that investments in process improvements and the EPP work to be translated into gains for the company. In the context of process improvement, the gain is typically due to the avoided cost that result from the improvement of the projects and services performance, either by reducing rework, increasing productivity, among other factors. Due to Jupyter's current momentum and the work of EPP, and consequent evolution of the maturity of performance indicators, ROI cannot be measured yet, but it was projected. Studies in several organizations indicate expectations for tangible gains due to process maturity. For example, data issued by the CMMI Institute point to significant improvements in rework. EPP estimates a conservative outcome around 5% decrease in rework. Applying the ROI formula being cost avoided versus process improvement cost, considering the annual cost with process improvement and the workload cost of a software team of 50 people, the expectation for the return of investment is around 76%. In the future, the decrease in rework will be calculated using statistical tools, bringing confidence to the measured values. Let's talk about some next steps. Along this presentation, we showed several actions of the EPP, improvements and achievements that address goals established for the increase of PMO maturity. For the next period, one target is 75% maturity of the PMO and also 85% of adherence to expectations, based on the calculations suggested by the PMO value ring. As for certifications targets, for the maturity of the development and sustainability process, they are defined as an objective within the Jupyter strategic plan. In addition to demonstrating company's sponsorship, it will be mobilizing the workforce in the same direction and reinforce the importance of maturity for the company as a whole. The company aims to achieve CMMI Level 3 for the solution development process and CMMI Level 2 for service processes, which include software support, external customer service, and internal customer service. Therefore, we will be working to promote this organizational change and meet the expectations of our stakeholders at strategic level. As part of the evolution of processes, EPP will continue efforts to integrate work tools that support the entire product development and service delivery cycle. Another important goal is to increase management maturity, using more and more data and indicators to support the actions taken. quantitative management will be strengthened to prepare the company for high levels of maturity. To do so, the next step will be to finalize the automation of dashboards, forming an organizational historical database. In parallel, continue the evolution of the processes aligned with the good practices necessary to achieve the desired maturity. At this point, the EPP has the philosophy of always working together with the areas, fostering the engagement and making them the owners of their own processes. This strengthens the process, adherence, and evolution. Our goal for 2019 is to achieve a minimum of 85% adherence to the process across all projects and services. It will be another consistent step to increase maturity. And finally, EPP will continue to provide its services with even more quality, helping the company to continue its growth in a structured way, providing innovative and highly quality products and solutions. The satisfaction of our customers is our greatest return. So let me summarize some next steps. Number 1, organize Jupyter strategic planning. Number 2, measure the results more effectively. Number 3, improve the relationship communication channels to stakeholders, internal and external customers. Number 4, expand the services offered by the PMO. Number 5, increase the PMO support team. And finally, confront our greatest challenge, the decentralization of information. On behalf of Jupyter Systems and Solutions, I would like to thank you for your attention to our presentation to the PMO Global Awards. We hope you enjoyed learning more about our journey to bring an innovative approach to PMO focused on exceeding customer expectations. We are proud of our company's commitment to making Jupyter a special place to work, and we hope our work will inspire our fellow PMO around the world. Once again, thank you, and we hope to meet you in London on the occasion of the awards ceremony.